What is up, guys? This is young Breezy here to bring you guys a brand new edition of the Impact series. This is going to be episode 2 of season 2, and as you guys see here, I have no other than YGOTolley. How's your day going so far?
My day's going pretty okay. I woke up on the 4th of April around 8 a.m. It's now 6:37 a.m. on the 5th. I haven't slept and I've just done a podcast, so I'm all good.
Alright, so for anybody who does not know, I'm gonna refresh you with the Impact series. It's basically where a Yugi tuber comes on my channel and I ask them how they came into the game and how it's impacted their life. You know, reason for the name, the Impact series. So obviously, the first question to you, YugiOhTolley, is how you came into the game.
Anime.
The anime.
Yep.
I know most people's responses are, oh, you know, like anyone else's. I saw the structure deck, you know, Yugi and Kaiba, and you know, blah blah blah, the whole, you know, shebang, whatever. That's actually the first response I've heard, which was just the anime. So that was kind of the quick answer. Now to the main question: how has Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh well, you can go on.
So I will quickly say is I obviously started off watching the anime. I saw that, but funnily enough, I actually saw the packs before the structure decks.
Huh? That's
Um,
awesome.
I came into the game when I was like 7 years old. I'm 20, so 13 years ago, so 2004. I think roughly. It may have been a bit younger, but yeah, I saw the packs before I saw the structure decks, and then I picked up the Yugi structure deck over the Kaiba structure deck because I love Dark Magician more. Um, Funnily enough, I don't play Dark Magician now, but I still have my original Dark Magician from back in the day, which is one of my only cards that has not been stolen.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, to the main question is how has Yu-Gi-Oh impacted your life from when you started and kind of in the competitive. I don't know if you're a competitive like player or
I,
a casual.
I
Which
am
yeah. From there to I guess to where you are now, like Yugi tubing or whatever in general. Just how has the game impacted your life in some shape, way, or form?
Oh boy, this is going to be a long topic. So, it's impacted my life in both positive and negative ways. As I mentioned before, I've had my cards stolen. I've had them stolen multiple different times. Um, just, I don't know why kids back in primary school were just kind of dicks, let's basically say. Um, as a more of a polite, probably more family friendly word than what I was going to say. Um, So I had my collection stolen multiple times. It wasn't like anything that like valuable. It was mainly just like a bunch of like Mystic Clown commons from like LOB stuff like that. Really crappy commons that you wouldn't really care about that are completely irrelevant today, other than collector's pieces. Um, so I had those stolen multiple times. Um, Back in primary school, there was actually a few other kids that played Yu-Gi-Oh, but sadly, they were all ones that actually decided to bully me throughout primary school. So I couldn't ever play Yu-Gi-Oh at school because obviously they wouldn't want anything to do with me, and I didn't particularly want anything to do with them. So playing throughout primary school kind of had a negative impact on me because I couldn't really play it, but I would like buy the cards. Um, I would be able to occasionally play with people um, that also had them within my state. There was one person in particular who was actually a very good friend of mine eventually, um, which was really nice. But uh, we didn't really know how to play back then. It was more like, oh cool, I can have a deck of 80 plus cards, and there's no X deck limit, and Konami hasn't ruled that fake cards cannot be used. Okay, this is awesome. So I just had a whole entire deck of Monster Reborn, so I'll say I had Exodia all in one fake card and just continue to try and summon it, and I'll just reborn all of his monsters to stop him killing me. So that ended up being a bit of fun um, while that lasted, and then came secondary school. There was actually a Yu-Gi-Oh club there, so I attended that basically daily and played, and actually made a really good friend within that. Sadly, he's quit the game now, which I can't blame him. He quit around Necro's format. He just ended up not liking how the game is going. So he doesn't play now, so me and him don't really talk. But it was because of him I found out about tournaments, and I kept pestering my mum to let me go to them uh, until I was. But she finally let me when I was in year 9, so I'd have been. How old would I have been? Like 13, 14, somewhere around there. Might have been like year 8, so like 12 to 14 is like the age I was allowed to go. So I finally attended them with him. Had to get a bus up there, so it was like a 40-minute bus journey to go and play. Um, and then like my locals, well, it's an okay place to go and everything. The people there weren't very nice. Because I was quite young when I ended up going. I had like a really crappy like Exodia search slash draw deck back then. Back when you had Sangam and Limit Reverse and Spear Credit and Crystal Seer and Deep Diver and Emissary of Darkness.
I remember that deck.
Yeah, just like, oh, I got Deep Diver, I'm going to put this at the top of my deck, and now I'm going to draw, and I'm using Crystal Seer, draw, put it to the bottom, because I don't want this card, and then reverse Sangad, you're not going to attack this, because I'm going to get a search, my turn, turn defense, get a search, limit reverse it back. Um, it, like, I had so much fun with that, but I end up being accused of cheating a lot of the time, because the amount of times I drew Exodia in my opening hand was really stupid, and I actually got into like the top 8 with my Exodia deck at one point, just because like 2 games, like 2 separate matches within that tournament, I top decked Exodia twice in all 5 pieces, and I got accused of stacking the pieces, even though my opponent shuffled the deck, and I separated all of the pieces. After each one, I ended up being accused. I had this mother that was there that reported me to judge and said I was looking at bottom card of my deck as I was shuffling uh, to try and basically force Exodia there when I wasn't. Uh, and because I wasn't keeping track of life points, because the other person always had pen and paper, they would keep track of the rule. I was quite young, whatever. Um, they all end up like attacking me, bullying me, and berating me for not having a pen. To the
That's
well, I was actually in tears at the event uh,
wow.
because I was like 12, 13. I didn't have a pen with me to keep track of my life points while my opponent was doing it. So I was being attacked by them constantly. And it just ended up giving me like a very negative outlook on the place. I haven't been since October 2015, so that kind of says something. But that's also more down to the owner's dad as well as the people, which I can go into in a minute if you want me to. But
Yeah, it's fine.
uh, but but basically the story there is the fact that his dad doesn't like me because it's a family-run business, but his dad doesn't like me because I went in back in 2013, so 4 years ago. So I've been like 15 at the time, I think, at this point, because Cosmo Blazer just came out. Um, we had Ultimate Offering at 2, we had Solemn Warning at 2, Shockmaster at 1. So I was playing gadgets with like Feral Fasher, Casual Kaje, Goblin Bug. So I went in and asked for the price on playset of each of the gadgets. He looked at the prices, said it would be £2.50 for all 9. And I said, okay, thank you. I'm going to bring the money in next week to buy them. Um, and he just came out the shop and basically said to his son and pointed to me, said, "Don't let that come back in my shop," uh, because his version of the story is the fact that he had to buy the cards online when he didn't. He said he was going to have to find them, but I said I'm not buying them till next week. I just wanted a price so I knew how much money to bring with me, which I think is a pretty valid excuse for asking for prices of cars that you want to.
Yeah, that's I've done it. Pretty sure anybody that's went to their card shop and asked, "Hey, how much is this card?" And then either one, can you hold it for me, or till this certain amount. And if they couldn't, then I mean, I guess you were shit out of luck. But what I guess on the positive sides, what has I guess Yu-Gi-Oh, like how has that impacted your life?
I've made some good friends through the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. The one of my actual closest friends, he actually has his own YouTubing channel. He's only got like 2 vids currently. He doesn't actually upload much, but um, I met him through a Facebook trading group, and it was basically because like this was back when we had like Fire and Ice Hand. I ended up meeting him, but like when they were like really popular. Um, and I was looking on eBay for the prices, and they were £8 each currently at the time for whatever reason. They had just been like hyped up. So obviously, I didn't know on the training group that you're meant to sell less than eBay to guarantee a sale, and you're just meant to include postage if it's above £20. So obviously, for the 4 hands, it's 32. So I added £3 for the postage because it was like £2.6 or whatever. I guess I could have had £2, but so I was trying to sell all 4 hands for 35, and I actually became a meme on that group for like a year and a bit because
Wow.
um, it was basically they basically just taking the piss out of me. But like I ended up meeting him roughly around that time. I think it was due to that as well. And I still talk to him now. I talk to him basically daily about Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever. So I've made a really good friend for the game. I also had another really good one, like I mentioned earlier. Fortunately, he's quit the game, as I've said. Um, I might try and get him back into it, but I'm not sure if he's gonna like it with the link summoning because he really hates it with Necros, and I don't think he's got like a mandatory mechanic that he's gonna have to run unless he just doesn't run extra deck based decks. Um, so I made quite a few good friends. I got a lot of enjoyment out of the game, even though my family never really understood it. But I guess that's just like most people's families. Like, why
Yeah.
money on cardboard with pictures on? You could just use them or whatever. But it's like, well, it's a hobby. It's collector's items. Cards can go up in future. Um, and I suppose another positive, I guess, to an extent, is I'm a rarity whore, so I get to hold on to lots of pretty cards. Oh,
Instead of wearing, I guess, jewelry or your gold watches, you have shiny, pretty Yu-Gi-Oh cards that you get to show off.
yeah, which I'm actually going to do right now because I can. Um,
Like, have you, like, besides obviously meeting friends, and that's one good thing about this game is you can meet just about a very different variety of people. They can end up becoming, oh god, RT, you need to get that out of my face, that alti dark law. Oh god, that's the dual terminal. Oh yep, people are gonna be that Trish. Yep, yep. I think we're done here. Damn, you got a pretty good collection. Oh yep, warning, GG. Oh yeah, yep. We're done here. Um,
well, first,
now like
I also have
from
a
a
chain, but
from a I guess YugiTuber standpoint, since you started, how is I guess YugiTubing as well impacted your life? I guess besides obviously meeting people.
um, YouTubing for me is something I've been taking a bit more seriously recently. Because I started trying to do this back in 2014, 2015. I started with some deck profiles which I've since deleted. Um, Mainly because like they got like really outdated, and I was like, people probably aren't going to want to see these. They're not probably going to help with much because people are always going to have like updated versions. So I ended up deleting them, and then I took a bit of a break, and I just used my channel to sub to people, watch people, etc. But I started doing it a lot more recently because I'm currently unable to play in real life. Yeah, I'm still buying goddamn expensive cards, £52 fucking DT Emerald. Um, that's not even a joke. I spent £52 on that, which is $65.31. Um, but I started doing a lot more, so I actually have that like Yu-Gi-Oh outlet. Because I'm not currently playing in real life just due to college, and the people I would play with are just unable to as well because of college as well. Surprisingly, um, like I want to go to locals and actually play in a tournament because I'm actually buying cards, so I could go there, but the atmosphere is something I'm not really a fan of, as well as some of the people, uh, just because of how they are. But YouTube's been a positive thing for me, I would say, just because it's given me the outlet, it's let me enjoy this game, it's let me talk about it, to an extent, to share my opinion. Um, and it's actually given me a really great opportunity to actually work with one of my close friends on YouTube, who I'm not going to mention just because the series we're working on still like kind of like being made or whatever currently, which should hopefully be out later this month. But like he's doing this series and I'm doing the editing for him on it. And like it'll be one video a month, and then at the end of the video, I'm getting a shout out from him as well as
Yeah.
on the end card. So, because I'm not going to ask him to pay me, because I kind of feel really awkward asking for people to pay me money for stuff,
Yeah.
especially if they're friends. I want to help them more than I do want to be paid. So, uh, I'm basically, it's giving me this opportunity to be able to work with other YouTubers to help them with their channels, um, which I think is, which is a great opportunity for me, and that's definitely a positive coming from YouTubing. And if it wasn't for me doing YouTubing, this wouldn't even happen. Because I did guest upload for this person, and if I didn't do YouTubing, I wouldn't do the guest upload, so I wouldn't have this opportunity to help him, and then this series wouldn't be getting made. Um,
Yeah.
because he doesn't really have the time to do video editing with a job and a girlfriend, life and that.
Yeah, it's I mean it's totally understandable, and I mean most people who don't actually have the time to do it. I mean it's still good to have a friend that's willing to do that for them, you know.
Yeah, because like there's me who has college, but I don't have a girlfriend and I don't have a life, so I have time in the world to spend to help. Um, Plus, I actually quite enjoy video editing as it is. It's actually one of the few things I picked up recently that I liked to do because it's just kind of relaxing for me. So that's another positive that's definitely come from me doing YouTubing and being in this game for so long. Like I've been in this game for 13 years, and there's still like aspects of this game I don't bloody understand. But that's also just because I haven't like really gone on my way to learn them. Uh,
Yeah.
like I haven't bothered to like learn like all the different like card interactions for why I can't activate torrential tribute on like this like in this sequence or whatever. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. I'll just reset and use it later. Um, I, I just like, okay, cool. You're telling me this. I'm just gonna go by what you say because you're the judge, and I'm just gonna continue playing. Like, I don't really care to learn it because there's always gonna be someone there on hand to tell me why I can't.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of like a really poor excuse to like not learn something, but at the same time, it's like, well, I'm not currently playing in real life, and if I'm playing online, it's on YGOTolley Pro, so everything's also automated as it is. So I don't really need to bother to learn much. It's just okay, cool. I can activate this. I'm going to use this. Oh,
Yeah, but
I should probably
yeah.
see Diva that the Mermail player is going for because I don't want to let him do anything. Like, um, and I don't really tend to land many decks either, just because I just like to land decks that interest me, even though that doesn't help me when I go up against said decks. Um,
Hmm.
I I know with Zoo just stop Rat and you're good. Mermail stop Diva and Neptibus and you're good. Um, it's pretty much just like okay, these cards are actually really key. I'm gonna stop these so you can't do anything. Um, so yeah, overall, uni has been a massive positive in my life, as well as having like the negatives. Um, like overall, this game has impacted me quite a lot, I suppose. With obviously like the friendships I've made, all the cards I've had stolen, which isn't great. Locals just not being that great of an environment, in all honesty, just because of how some of the players are there. Like if you're not playing meta and you go up against them or you're talking to them and you say what deck you're playing, they're telling you that you're playing the wrong deck. You need to play this, that kind of thing. The ones that are just like dedicated to meta, and if you're not playing meta, they just think you're an absolute scrub and you don't know what you're doing. Um, it's how they come across. So yeah, game's been good to me. Um, I would quit, but as MCO40 says, it's cardboard crack. Um,
Yep.
I was when Link Summoning got announced, I actually read it and I was like, "Oh, so this is mandatory." Well, I quit. Made a video saying I'm quitting. Spoke to my friend who I met on the training group, and he said, "Why don't you just play Gladiator Beast again? They'll be good in Link format because you just tag out your fusion." Next day, upload a video saying I'm not quitting because he put me right back in. So I went on eBay and bought myself two Charming Pack Super Rare Bestiaries for £2.20 when they're £11 each, and they're now £23 each. So I've made massive profit.
Pluses.
I mean, six
Um,
for the two, and I bought both for £2.20. I mean, I made a £43 and 80p profit if I sold them. So
Damn. Well, I as you guys see here, YGOTolley has had one hell of a ride for Yu-Gi-Oh impacting his life, and everybody has some type of story that this game has impacted them somehow, even though they may end up hiding it, but it's whatever. So I hope you guys did enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh! Tolley's story of how the game has impacted his life. I will link his channel down in the description so you guys can go check it out. As well as, I guess, if any of you YouTubers would love to be a part of this series and share your story, just let me know via Twitter, my Facebook group. I might put my Skype, down below as well, but that may or may not happen. You never know. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Check out Yu-Gi-Oh! Totally, as well as don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. As always, this is Young Breezy, and I'm out. Doses.